Welcome to our 5-point explainer on climate change. 5 reasons why food waste is on the top of the list for carbon emissions. Number 1. Food growing, production, and distribution is responsible for a third of all carbon emissions. The new study claims that the global food system, from production through to consumption, emits around 1/3 of total annual greenhouse gas emissions, some 18 gigatons of carbon dioxide. Food waste causes approximately half of this. 2. Greenhouse gases resulting from rotted and otherwise wasted food accounts for around half of all global food system emissions, according to a new study. One of the UN Sustainable Development Goals is to halve global food waste and reduce food losses in production and supply by 2030. Number 3. In 2017, global food waste resulted in 9.3 billion tons of carbon dioxide, which is equivalent, roughly, to the same of the total combined emissions of the US and the EU that same year. That's 9 billion gigatons. Alongside the carbon emissions, this is occurring at a time when more than 800 million people are being impacted by hunger. That was in 2021, and that's according to the UN. The new study published in Nature Food also explores a number of ways in which the emissions from food waste can be reduced, such as halving meat consumption and composting all our waste food instead of disposing of them in landfills. Number 4. Location, socioeconomic differences, and other factors play a role in the emission levels of food waste around the world. Developed countries, for example, generally have more advanced, more environmentally beneficial technologies, which can result in lower waste management emissions, the study says. Developing countries in particular face problems avoiding food waste after harvest. If producers, especially those in warmer climates, do not have access to refrigeration, the food can spoil on its way to the consumer. The study uses food supply data that covers 164 countries and regions between 2001 and 2017. It examines the loss and waste of 54 different food commodities across 4 different categories: cereals and pulses, meats and animal products, roots and oil crops, fruits and vegetables. The study assesses the waste emissions from different supply chain activities and waste management process, taking a cradle-to-the-grave approach. It examines emissions from food loss and waste created during 9 different steps after the food is harvested and it travels along a supply chain. These supply stages are harvest, producer, storage, transport, trade, processing, wholesale, retail, and consumer use. We don't think so much when we consume food, do we? Number 5. Researchers also assess that emissions resulting from food ending up in landfill or dump sites, examining how food loss and waste emissions vary depending on the country, region, and type of food, income, technological capacity, and dietary patterns, all affect emission levels in individual countries and regional areas. The study finds that combined, China, India, the US, and Brazil generate over 44% of the global supply-related emissions from food waste and 38% of the global waste management-related emissions. The researchers say their findings could help decision makers tailor different interventions on food loss and waste to specific local contexts. Cutting down emissions. The researchers considered a range of intervention strategies to reduce food waste emissions, including halving food loss and waste generation, halving meat consumption, and 2 different scenarios of the deployment of technological advances. If food loss and waste were halved, the researchers find this would remove around 1/4 of total greenhouse gas emissions from the global food system. So really think hard before you waste any food.